Hey guys, let's go over a couple of things before our quiz today. So first of all, this problem 10 was not in the answer key that you got. So I wanted to start off showing you that question. Because I replaced it new this year. So remember, this is a problem where the ERA is, if it is larger, it is worse. So you have that here on the right-hand side. So what I wanted to remind you with this problem is that the outliers count in the quartiles. So when they say, the top 25 on both of them, so that was answer D, have worse than 5.0, okay? But I also wanted to point out to you, if you were confused on some of the other problems, for example, look here, A's upper quartile is not bigger than B's because this whisker is bigger, because the outliers all the way to the end count in those quartiles. The outliers are included in the quartiles. They would also be included to show you, so B has a much larger range than A. All right, so there's that. Now, you will have free response on this quiz. So I want to remind you of the how to do your box plots and such. So please remember your IQR. IQR is your Q3 minus Q1, okay? And then you use that. Upper fence is that outside of the box, Q3 plus 1.5 IQRs. And then, of course, lower fence, Q1 minus 1.5 IQRs. And so here, remember that each outlier gets labeled and is a dot, is its own dot, label, your max and your min. Okay, now how about this whisker? Remember, do not, and I've seen this a couple of times when I've been grading today, do not make this whisker go out to the fence or certainly to the max. No, it is to the next piece of data inside the fence. Next piece of data inside the fence. Okay, and finally, don't forget to label your scale, box, fences, whiskers, scale, box, fences, whiskers, scale, box, fences, whiskers, label, label, label. Okay, now let's talk about the free response for independence or association. Okay, remember that you need to do your problems in terms of what is the explanatory variable. And here, no and yes was the explanatory variable affecting snowmobile usage. If I had the environmental club over here on the left, then you would do your fractions across this way, and you would use the denominators over here. So out of all of those, you have out of that denominator. Okay, so just make sure you go in the direction of your explanatory variable. So then let's talk about our 3-point conclusion. Yes or no. You say yes or no, there is an association or not an association, or you can answer independent, not independent, whichever way that is. So in this case, remember, we had different percentages, okay? And so the fact that you were environmental club or not affected. So let's remember independent, 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 when the fact that you are one thing does not change the rate. So if no or yes in the environmental club did not change the rate, then environmental club and snowmobile usage are independent. Okay, but that's not the case. The fact that you are or are not in the environmental club does affect your snowmobile usage, so there is an association happening. Something is going on. There is an association. So yes, there appears to be an association between those two things, the environmental club and snowmobile usage. Elaborate. The fact that you are or are not in the environment club affects the rate at which you do those things. And then statistical evidence for every category. Make a statement and put numerical values. Make a statement and put numerical values for every category. Okay, so that's your conclusion to the going over the review stuff. So hopefully you are prepared for your quiz today. And so good luck to you on that.